The best of the best, in terms of some of them at least. They were skilled, trained, elite soldiers, and yet most of them that we're aware of have died. Some are alive, some MIA, others KIA. So let's delve into the lives of freelancers and what exactly happened to them. Let's start with good old Cappy, Butch Flowers, otherwise known as Agent Florida. He didn't appear to say much in his time with Project Freelancer. After Agent Tex initiated a break-in, the director needed to move the Alpha. He assigned Agent Florida to do that, and thus the two were shipped to a secluded box canyon. On one fateful day, he appeared to have died randomly by a heart attack. But it is later revealed that Church accidentally gave him aspirin in an effort to save his life. But ultimately, it was the cause for his death. Agent Florida is KIA. North Dakota. In the main series, his death was alluded to. We never actually see his death on screen. All that is said is this.
Much like she wounded you to escape in our previous encounter with it, and as I have learned in our travels, her brother North suffered a similar fate.
Despite the siblings' confrontation with each other during Season 10, North did not die that day. Here's the aftermath of that fight.
Hey, pretty good with that missile pod.
Yeah, I'd be even better if you weren't using 2 sniper rifles, cheater.
Okay, don't get a big head. You're still my little sister. Come on, let's get out of here. Hey, I've got your back, always.
And I'm watching yours.
The two got away with each other, but unfortunately, that bond that the two had wasn't strong enough, as South would be the reason North dies. As time passed on and the meta's search for AI was still in effect, the meta managed to track down the two. South, looking out only for her own self-interest, presumably wounds North so she could get away. South managed to escape while North was killed by the meta. As for South, because of what she did to North, Wash wasn't going to trust her. She has stabbed people in the back before, and she'll do it again. Because of this, she can't be trusted and is shot. Both Agents North and South Dakota are KIA. Now Agent Tex. Tex is very different, very unique because she was never real. Being an AI, it makes it difficult to die. Allison, the human Agent Tex is based off of, died in the Great War. Being that she's an AI, she's kind of died a lot. But Tex is being held in a storage unit, much like all the other AI when the EMP went off. But this one in particular holds Tex. The director was doing what he was doing to the Alpha. He was breaking Beta, the AI Tex is based off of, down. He was trying to split it, much like he did to the Alpha. When Epsilon goes in to confront her, she's been broken. She doesn't recognize him or even herself. Epsilon informs her of their past and tells her to rest, which she complies with. All the Tex units shut down, and presumably that is the end of her. That is where Beta died. Agent Tex is KIA. Agent York. In the RVB miniseries Out of Mind, Tex tracks down York to see that he's stealing. Now that Project Freelancer has gone under, there's not much need for someone who can pick locks. Tex convinces him to help her so he can get revenge on Wyoming for damaging his eye, despite the fact that Maine was the cause for his eye. But, you know, things happen, miniseries get made before seasons, things don't line up very smoothly as you would like. So in this universe, Wyoming was the cause for York's eye, and he wants revenge. After tracking Wyoming down, a firefight ensues during which Tex's gun jams and York gets shot in the chest. Delta is unable to use the healing unit to save his life, and York dies. Agent York is KIA. Agent Connecticut. CT wasn't exactly a freelancer. She was an elite soldier who was given the classification of a freelancer, but her alliance was with the insurrectionists. Throughout her time in Project Freelancer, she discovered what the director was doing, splitting the Alpha. But because of her betrayal of Project Freelancer, the others were sent after her, where she is confronted by Tex and Carolina. CT tries to tell them the truth, but a fight breaks out. Tex manages to wound CT with a tomahawk, but the insurrectionist leader helps CT into an escape pod. She hands all the data over to him, and she dies in his arm. The man then takes her armor and assumes her identity. But he was never really a freelancer. Connie was killed by Agent Texas. Agent Connecticut is KIA. Agent Wyoming. Wyoming, like Tex, was hired for a specific purpose. Wyoming's goal was to kill Tucker. Throughout his time in Blood Gulch, he had many failures. After retrieving his old AI Gamma, the two managed to take the Blues hostage, thanks to Gamma's time loop ability, but because of Tucker's sword, Tucker was fully aware of the time loops that were happening. Because of this, Tucker was capable of tricking Wyoming and stabbing him in the back. However, because of the time loops, there were many different versions of Wyoming left behind, but the main copy of him died at the hands of Tucker. Agent Wyoming is KIA. Agent Maine. Good soldier turned evil. Sigma is to blame for Maine's demise. Maine was corrupted into trying to achieve a goal for Sigma. Sigma wanted to capture all the appropriate AI to attempt to recreate the Alpha using its fragments. Due to this, Maine was set on a rampage to do so. After attaining many of the AI, he tried to attain the capture unit. He is betrayed by Wash and kills a form of Agent Tex. During the fight, the Reds and Blues show up. Sarge attaches a tow hook to the meta and removes the capture unit. Meanwhile, Griff and Simmons push the Warthog off a cliff with Maine attached to it. And Maine falls to his death. His armor is collected by Malcolm Hargrove at some point and put in his office. But Agent Maine is KIA. Now on the lesser skilled side of freelancers, we have the triplets, Ohio, Iowa, and Idaho. They fall in the MIA category. The three were given a mission with no goal. It was no mission. The three were placed in the middle of nowhere to die. But they ended up finding a goal that they wished to pursue, to keep an eye on the other team that was stationed there. As far as we know, the three of them haven't died, making their current status MIA. Agent Utah. Some of you might be thinking, who's Agent Utah? I don't remember him. Well, he was more of a deleted scenes kind of character. Wash does mention him in the episode Captive Audience.
Now don't forget what happened to Utah during training. You're lucky it didn't kill you.
He was given the domed energy shield, that of which we've seen a few times in the series. But unlike those ones, Utah was given a prototype. Instead of covering a wide radius around its user, it only surrounded his head. Due to this, he couldn't deactivate it and nearly suffocated. Since then, we've only seen him in another deleted scene, but he's never died, leaving his current status as MIA. Agent Georgia. What happened to Georgia? As explained in the series, Georgia failed to follow course correction while using a jetpack. The result? He just flew into deep space, never to be seen again. But the most important thing about that is, the body was never found. Meaning, he is not KIA, he is MIA. He could very well still be out there. Agents Ohio, Iowa, Idaho, Utah, and Georgia are all MIA. As for everyone else I haven't talked about, they are confirmed alive. The rest being Wash and Carolina. Aside from those two, everyone else is either KIA, MIA, or we just haven't met them yet. So what do you guys think about their deaths? Did you know all of them? Do you still think that some of these guys are out there? Or do you fully accept how each one of them died? Me personally, I kind of wish North and South didn't die the way they did, but their stories do have a clear ending, so I guess I'll accept that. But let me know what you think in the comments, subscribe if you're interested in more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next video.